Welcome to another episode of To Err is Human. I'm Dr. T, and this week I join the many Americans across the nation regarding our concern about the influx of data centers across our country. Now, data centers, as we understand it, are increasing cloud storage. They are making our AI, artificial intelligence utilization more efficient, and we are competing with China. This invisible competition thing going on with China. Well, the math just simply isn't mathing. China is geographically the same size as the US. Yes, they have 3 times more people than us, and they have a reported 450 data centers compared to our 5,400 data centers across the country. And that's not counting the 1,200 that is being tied up in zoning and planning boards, and another 1,500 that are projected to be built. So we're talking about 8,100, 8,000 data centers across our country. One data center takes up 5 million gallons of water a day. That is 7.1 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Please like, share, and subscribe, and follow for more episodes. Now, I live on Long Island in New York, and we have a moratorium of 18 months where no more data centers can be built. I believe we have about 130 data centers already, which again is just a fraction of the number of data centers built in China. Why? When I think about what data centers take up, they are causing considerable noise pollution 24 hours. They are obviously pulling on our water supply, where residents are complaining of groundwater, they're complaining of a decrease in water pressure. And we don't know 5, 10 or so years down the line what that's going to mean in terms of diseases, right? We know what happened in Flint. And also no infrastructure in place. So we're subsidizing these data centers that are being built. Already in the last year, my electricity bill has gone up more than 100%. And all of a sudden we have peak hours, which we're advised not to use our power. I've been in my house over 20 years. That was never a thing. My bill has never been as high. So the news reported a potential data center to be built on the island in 2027, but the town supervisor claims no applications have been submitted in that regard. Then why is a local newspaper reporting on it? I don't know. It's all very sketch, and we're keeping an eye on it. There was an 8-year study that was performed on my island by the U.S. Geological Survey and New York State Environmental Institute, and they discovered that we are using 70% more water on this island over the national average. And we have 68 aquifers across the country in the ground. They're these lower layers of sand, gravel, silt that collects groundwater on Long Island. We have 3. Our sole source aquifer is severely under stress. We are also supplying water to Brooklyn and Queens, who was using well water, but once salt seeped into the well, it was no good. So now we're helping them out. And again, we're using 70% more water. So we already have 10 data centers on the island. Putting in another one to draw another 5 million gallons is insane. And the powers that be that are pushing for all of these data centers to take up space, 840,000 acres of land across the country, the size of Rhode Island right now, they don't seem to care. They seem to think that AI is more important than conserving resources for people. Again, insane. And the bottom line is, if we had a functioning government, they would be regulating this kind of stuff a lot better than it has been. Yes, local municipalities are doing their thing and residents are doing their thing to push back. So that's great. But overall, it has been so out of hand. And I don't know if there's any truth to bunkers being built and things like that. It kind of all fits into the puzzle with building these behemoths all across our country, and then kind of hiding away when we're killing each other for basic resources. Like it just, none of it makes any sense. So my feeling about that is I just became a grandma in the last year. And realistically, what do I have? Another couple of decades here. I'm thinking about the future. I think Generation Xers have a moral and ethical responsibility to ensure that our children and grandchildren and children's children have a future where they can enjoy the natural resources. The idea is for residents to get ready for the fight. I commend homeowners across the nation who are fighting. Thank God for people like Erin Brockovich, who has taken on this fight and created her website to monitor and look closer into these contracts and what is the truth versus what we're being told. I implore everyone to get more involved in what is going on. This isn't a matter of left or right. This isn't a matter of one ethnicity over another. I think we all can agree that we need resources in order to survive. And I think that in that, not 1% of human beings should come together and fight this as a group. So that is my message this week, is to become more knowledgeable about these data centers and what they represent, what they're really doing, what is really important to us and our futures, and hold those accountable, because they don't really care about people. When you make that much money and you are on that level, they don't care. And we need to care about everybody. And we need to, again, hold our officials accountable for being more responsible about what they're allowing in our communities. So become more knowledgeable about what these data centers actually do and how they impact us environmentally, and join the fight. The 99% of us that don't feel that this is a priority over people. I'll be continuing to keep an eye. I'd be interested in your feelings about it in the comments. And please have a blessed rest of your week. Bye.